Welcome to Watches and Wine. I'm Paul.
And I'm Michael. And on today's episode, it's another episode of how to order wine like old money.
Old money.
Old money. The premise of this series is basically when you order wine, like let's say at a restaurant or you're going to a wine store and you're going to select a wine, not going for like the most expensive wine just because it's the most expensive, but you're ordering like regionality, vintage, grape style, so you have like a lot of knowledge behind you. So in this sense, I think it's good. And today's topic is Rioja. A lot of people think that Rioja is actually a type of grape, which it's not. It's a region. It's in northern Spain, in the Basque region, and it's surrounded by mountains. So it produces this really cool microclimate that's great for growing wines. And so Rioja, the main grape that you're going to have is Tempranillo. And sometimes they're usually a blend. It's usually not just 100% Tempranillo. It's like they'll blend it with Grenache and then a couple of other grapes. Talking about like types of Rioja and how they categorize it, because Rioja is certified. It's like DOCA, just like you know how like Italian wines are certified, or champagne can only be in the champagne region, and there's like a classification. So you know when you're getting a Rioja, there is a certain standard that has to be met to be called a Rioja.
Okay.
There's different classifications of Rioja. So there's Crianza, there's Reserva, and then there's Gran Reserva.
Gran Reserva.
Crianza is going to be the youngest of the bunch. So the minimum standard is it's going to be 2 years aged. 1 year has to be in oak, in the barrel.
Okay.
And so for Rioja, it's either going to be like how they used to do it was a lot of American oak.
New American, not
New American, and now some producers are going French style, so French barrels. So it could either be American or French.
Okay.
So that's the Crianza. The Reserva is going to be 3 years minimum aging with 1 year in a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Gran Reserva is going to be 5 years minimum aging with 2 years in a barrel.
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. So when we're talking about like vintages, like what vintages should you look for and what to order? So some just like top of the line vintage years, like 2010 was a great year for Rioja. 2011, 2016, 2019, and 2021 were excellent years for Rioja. I'm not saying there's like variations across the board, but those are usually like great vintage years.
Yeah, the ones we should know.
Yeah. So the other good thing about Rioja is it's a really great value for the quality of the wine that you get.
For sure.
So let's start from like Crianza and then work our way up.
Okay.
And then see what we think.
All right.
So this one is Crianza 2019, which was a good vintage year. So hopefully it'll be good.
Let's see.
Yeah. Cheers. All right. So what do you get in terms of like color?
Color, it's actually like super clear and bright to me. It's not super dark.
It's so dark. It's like a juicy dark, like almost.
Really, mine is like super.
You guys kind of got martini goggles on. It's super dark, Paul. So yeah, I would call this more on the dark side.
Okay.
And like it looks like thick, and the scent is like very fruit forward.
Fruit forward,
jammy.
I get like dusty notes to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, pencil shavings is how I would describe it.
Yeah. And that's actually like a common thing that you see with Rioja too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pencil shavings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And taste.
It's very juicy.
Mm-hmm.
And then super acidic, and then it goes completely dry, and like you have no more moisture in your mouth.
I think it's like more on the acidic side. I think it's balanced, but then the tannins come in and really suck out the moisture.
Yeah. This might be something that's best paired with food.
Mm-hmm. I could see that. Yeah. It's not probably one that you would want to drink just alone.
Mm-hmm. Let's let it breathe and open up, and then should we move to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's the next one?
Next one is a Reserva. So this is a 2016. It's from a producer called La Rioja Alta, which is like one of the top producers of Rioja in the region.
Okay. Is it because it says Alta, which means high?
Yeah, so there's different regions and different styles in Rioja. So there's Alta and then there's Baja. And so the stylistic nature of Riojas in the Alta region are more like complex versus Baja.
Okay.
So let's take a look.
This is already more brick colored, not as bright red as the Crianza. It's a little deeper.
For sure.
On the nose, I still get the pencil shavings, but I also get more dark fruit, like a dark cherry to it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the scent profile is more complex. It's also more floral.
This is already but on the nose. I prefer this over that just immediately.
Sure. This one had to be at least 2 years aged and at least 1 year in a barrel.
Yeah. Is the pencil shavings equivalent to the oak as well?
It could be, I guess. I'm not too sure. Like in terms of like American new oak, you're gonna get a lot of heavy vanillas, kind of like a bourbon barrel aged kind of thing, because they fire it. So you get more like toasty.
Yeah, they toast it.
Yeah, versus the French. Okay.
I get vanilla and a little cinnamon as well. Cinnamon.
Okay.
Maybe some cassis.
Okay, let's try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
It is nice, right?
It's really nice. It's funny because everything that I get on the nose, I get on the taste. I get a bit of the oak, I get a touch of vanilla, and I get a hint of cinnamon spice. Like this was really dry at the finish. This is just a touch dry at the finish.
Yeah.
And it's much more balanced, is how I would put it.
Yeah, I think the acidity is a little bit less. The tannins are dialed way down, but still there.
Yeah.
Like good structure. I also get like lots of leather. So
Yes.
You get like waves of oak and waves of leather.
Yes.
And just a great wine.
It's delightful. Yeah. This is ordering like old money.
This is old money.
Old money.
Yeah. So it's 2016, so like a good vintage year.
Okay.
Good producer.
Well, one of the top producers.
You're one of the top producers.
And you can really taste. You can really taste it.
So if you were going off of like a list and you knew this producer and you knew like vintage year.
Yeah. Would you say knowing the vintages is more important than knowing the producers? Because it's a lot of information to retain, and if you...
Yeah, I mean, I think both are good, but yeah, if you were gonna, like, if you have a top vintage year, it's gonna be a good climate across the board, so it really then depends on the producer.
Okay.
But in the region of Rioja, again, because it's certified and there's certain minimum standards, I think that also kind of, like, puts it in a good safety zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do we have for our third?
So third is a Gran Reserva.
Okay.
So it has to be at least 5 years in the bottle. 5 years aged with 2 years at least in a barrel.
Okay.
And so this is a 2010.
She's old.
Yeah, she's old. I don't know this winery too much, but again, you have like one of the stellar vintage years. 2010 was like known. Like Rioja had a great year for their grapes. Let's give it a try.
Okay.
So what do you get color-wise?
I would say it's similar to the Gran Reserva where you get the brick.
Yep.
But almost looks a touch more watery. Just a touch. You know, it's even lighter. It's not as dark brick. It's like a lighter brick color.
Right.
The smell is very ethanol, actually.
Yeah. I'm not actually getting too much, and I wonder if it's because it needs to open up.
It might need to open up.
Because if you're getting a lot of like alcohol at the start, it's probably like really tight. And again, this wine is what, 13 years old.
Yeah. So give it a good swirl to see if it helps.
Squirrel. But the flavor is there.
Yeah. On the flavor, this is really nice.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like a toasted almond with a hint of tobacco to it.
And like an undertow of marshmallow.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yes, man.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't expect that off the nose. You get literally
nothing. Yeah.
And then on the palate, you get so much more complexity.
I don't think I don't get too much in the way of tannins, but maybe when it opens up, I think maybe the structure will be there.
This, we know 2010 is an excellent vintage, Gran Reserva, aged longer. What about the vineyard? This vineyard?
So this it's not one of the vineyards I came across in my research. So in terms of, and I can tell you some of the top producers. So we said La Rioja Alta, And then there's one that's like really popular. You probably see it's, you would think it's CUNE, CUNE or whatever. But it's actually, it's supposed to be CVNE. That's like one of the top producers.
Okay.
And that you can find at most
liquor
wine stores.
Okay.
Yeah. What we can do also is we'll put a list of the top producers that I found in the description box. Let's run back.
Yeah. Let's circle back and see which has opened up and how they've opened up. And we'll give you our final thoughts.
Crianza.
Let's see if it changed on the nose at all. Still smells fairly similar. Not too much of a difference. It's much more juicy on the palate.
Okay.
And it doesn't dry my mouth out as much as it used to.
Yeah.
Much more playful or much more fruit forward.
Yeah, I think the tannins like mellowed out a little bit, so it's not like as aggressive.
Yeah.
For sure. But I would totally order this to go with a meal.
Yeah. What would you pair it with?
But I would pair it with I would do it with like chicken, pork, sausage. Let's talk about price.
Okay.
What would you price this at?
I would, I'm just going to look at the label. If I was walking down 2019, $14.99.
Okay. So I think this price is averages around like $15.99.
Okay. So not too far off.
Yeah, you're not far off at all.
So 1 through 5, you would give it a...
I'd give it a 5. I'd totally buy this again.
5 in terms I would buy it again.
Yeah.
But like 1 through 5 as far as like preference,
Quality.
like on your quality, your scale.
I would give it a solid 3.9.
3.9? Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say this is a 4 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. Just you do need to let it open up to get rid of that dryness that it'll pull out of your out of your palate. But
it's lovely.
It's lovely. Yeah. I agree.
The next one is the 2016 Reserva from Rioja Alta.
Yeah, Vina Ardaranza is the name of it.
Perfecto.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a sniff.
I get a lot more vanilla.
I get some leather in there too now.
I get the leather. I also get, it's almost like mulled wine.
Okay, interesting.
Like you get the spices from mulled wine.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing. It's like cinnamon, star anise, touch of clove.
Okay.
Like it's like it's got that spiciness to it, but I still get the pencil shavings. It's much lighter, but it's still there.
Yeah, get some oak and leather.
Yeah.
I think it's a little less floral now.
Yeah, I agree. It's
nose.
Let's try it. Yeah.
She just keeps opening and opening.
Yeah. This one's actually gotten drier than this one. It's not as dry as this one was initially, but it
does have more tannins now. Yeah.
It has a lot more complexity to it.
Yeah. Okay, so what would you pair this with?
This would be nice with like a picanha, nice steak.
Oh yes, yeah. You're like at you're like fogo de chao, a rodizio, any kind of steak, but a picanha steak.
Perfect.
Yeah. So price it.
Price it. If I were to price it, looking at the label. Looking at
go on.
So for me, this would probably be like a $38 to $42 bottle.
Okay, you're in the ballpark.
Okay.
It's 45.
Okay,
it's 45. Yeah. So again, you're getting it from a top producer. It's a 2016, which is great vintage years, and it's a Reserva.
Okay.
So like everything lines up.
Okay.
And so yeah, you can taste the complexity. You can taste the love and care that's gone into it. And
nice.
yeah, it's really like you can tell this is a seasoned wine producer.
So 100% would buy again, especially at $45.
Right.
Don't even question it. Go out, get yourself a bottle.
Right. Yeah.
Would you rate this? I would rate this at a 4.5 for me.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. I would say I would probably
highly rated.
Yeah, 4.5, 4.6.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah.
Let's try the last one.
Let's do it. Glug, glug, glug. Okay, next up on the docket is 2010 Gran Reserva.
Gran Reserva. This is Perica, Vina o Lagasso.
Gorgeous.
Sorry. Vina o Lagassa.
So this is the one that didn't really smell like much on the opening when we first tried it.
All right.
So let's swirl it.
Now that it's been sitting, let's see.
I mean, it actually doesn't like open up too well, honestly. And maybe it requires like an hour or two of opening up.
Maybe.
But you do smell more. Like I do get a bouquet now. Like,
all right. So maybe let's see if the palate changed at all.
Let's try.
Whoa.
What do you got?
That changed a lot.
Yeah? What do you got?
The tobacco note comes through a lot more for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a lot more floral notes, like a honeysuckle.
I think it is a very floral wine, actually.
Ooh, this is... nice.
Yeah. I think a 2010 deserves to be in a decanter.
Yeah.
Give it 90 minutes.
90 minutes, all right. We'll be back in 90 minutes.
Half of Titanic. It's been 84 years.
Is it my turn to guess?
Yeah, price-wise?
Price-wise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I love how you base wines off of, like, the label.
No, I can't. I have an eye. I would actually say this is probably right around the same price as this one.
Got it. So this wine actually was 30. But if you ordered this, like off of a menu or off of a glass, you still, like, again, you didn't know the maker, like the vineyard, but you knew it was like a vintage year, a classic vintage year. This is 2010.
Yeah.
And you knew it came from Rioja, and Rioja had its standards. So, and it was a Gran Reserva. So you're probably like, you're doing well. You're in the clear.
Yeah.
So you would be happy with this wine, right? Either way, like, we picked the vintage year, we picked the region, and we had a fabulous time.
We had a fabulous time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no bad wine here.
Correct.
Right?
Correct. Would you buy this again?
I would buy it. I would buy it again. I would really love to see how it continues to open up. But yeah, I would definitely buy it again.
I would 100% buy this again, and I would actually rate this a 4.4.
I would agree with you. I'd say 4.4.
4.4.
4.3.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
See you next time on either a wine or watch episode. Cheers.
Cheers. Watch out.
Watch out.